Yes, guys, yes, people, welcome back to Light Talks Football and welcome to another video for your match reaction for Chelsea 2, Fulham nil. Another win in the London derby, and yeah, we got revenge against Fulham. And as you can see on the left hand side of your screen, those are the goal scorers that won us the game. João Pedro with a set piece and Enzo Fernandez with the penalty. But I tell you what, just like the Crystal Palace game at Stamford Bridge, today we got very, very lucky to win this game. And I'll explain to you why in just a moment. But make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification as well. And let's get straight into it. So the lineup we put out today was basically the same as the West Ham game. So Robert Sanchez in goal, Malo Gusto right back, Kukurea left back, the two centre backs of both Chalobah and Tosin, the two midfield of Enzo Fernandez and Moise Caicedo, Pedro Neto on the left, Estefan on the right, João Pedro in the 10, and Liam Delap up top. So basically, I'm going to start off with the injury, which is Liam Delap, who got injured, I believe, in the 15th minute of the first half. And yeah, it didn't look good. It really did look good. It was basically holding up his hamstring, and it doesn't look good. And yeah, man, it just really, and I was so pissed off and I was so angry because we haven't got you know Nicholas Jackson because he sold him, and Liam Delap is only our striker now because João Pedro can play in that position, but he plays better in the 10, and as you saw today, and this is why I was so angry at the transfer window, and I'm gonna wait as a 3 out of 10 because to me the signings of Hato, and who else? Maybe not Estefao. Maybe João Pedro was good, but the rest of them not good enough. Not good enough. Jamie Gittens signed for 40 million, and it looks like he hasn't made an impact. We signed Garnacho, who didn't play, but he is a Chelsea player right now. And yeah, but listen, 3 out of 10, man, 3 out of 10. It's good that we won this game, but like I said, we're very lucky because Fulham played this game with a low block. And if I take a look um, at their um, at their pass map, they basically played like a. They also played a back three. Basically play a back three. You played a back four, and you can clearly see they played a low block, and we couldn't break them down. And that's how teams figure us out. The only way to frustrate Chelsea is to play a low block because if teams open us up, then they know they're gonna get destroyed and they know they're gonna lose this game. So for me in the first half, it was absolutely poor, man. Absolutely poor in the first half. We lacked creativity, we lacked passes in the final third, and we just couldn't break them down. There were times where Fulham were on the ball and they're threatening us. The likes of Muniz, Alex Iwobi, all of these ones. The attack just bullied us from start to finish in the first half. And I'll talk about the goal in a minute, but the first half was just so poor. We were slow, we was lethargic, our passing was poor. Every time on a counter attack, we just give the ball away. Our crossing was bad. Everything was so bad today, especially in the final third. The first half was really, really poor. Like everyone was so bad in that first half. The only player who can say that tried and done well was probably Caicedo, Chalobah, maybe Estevao, and that's basically it. Enzo had a really stinker in the first half. Really had a stinker. Don't get me wrong, he did have an assist for that João Pedro's goal, but he was so stinky today. Every time he's on the ball, he looks slow, gives the ball away. Just he was so poor in that first half. The second half, he looked a bit better. He did, and everyone else did. But the first half, he was poor today. I think Neto today was absolutely dreadful. Like we didn't get to see the Neto that we saw against West Ham. Inside the penalty box. Take ons. Dribbling and all that stuff. Yeah, he was poor today. He really was. Um, our defense today did look a bit shaky, but we did keep a clean sheet. And Robert Sanchez, man, Robert Sanchez, he is so lucky that goal got disallowed. And I'll explain about that one in just a minute. But he got so lucky because I don't know how on earth, yeah, he decided to dive on his left where he could have died on his right. because he didn't because there was no deflection of tossing. Absolutely not. And that counter attack with Fulham, the goal that got disallowed, for me, Caicedo didn't win the ball, Trevor Chalobah didn't win the ball, and Tosi got absolutely cooked by Muniz. And then Joshua King, scored the goal. What could have been his first goal got disallowed. Cross centre back was cooked in the first half, absolutely cooked. And now I'm going to get into the VAR. For me, just like the Crystal Palace game, which I didn't understand the rules and we got lucky today, as a Chelsea fan, we got lucky today. Because for me, that was not a foul 100%. Yes, Moniz stamped on Chalobah, but Chalobah was nowhere near the ball. Even, if Chalobah got the ball and Moniz fouled him, then fair enough. But you know, for me, that was not a foul. But what makes it worse is that the referee said that it was a clear it was a careless challenge on Chalobah. For me, that was not a foul. I was going back to the the halftime show. Joel Cole and Connor Carley both played for Chelsea, and they both said that goal should have stood. And I agree as well as a Chelsea fan. So we got lucky today. We got lucky, but we didn't manage to score on the stroke of half time. João Pedro scored another set piece like he did against West Ham. 5 starts, 5 goals. This man is good. He's starting to really be good. That's 2 goals already in the Premier League, and he could have scored more today. He really could have scored more. And I think for me, we'll go into the penalty, and he could have scored more. But 5 goals in 5 games, he's starting to cook, man. João Pedro's starting to cook, and he's from Brazil, and he wants to be in that squad for the World Cup next year. And I tell you what, if João Pedro continues to do this, then I have no doubt that will definitely be in that squad. So João Pedro's cooking. So yeah, that was the stroke of half time. In the second half, we were so much better. So much better. Let's say from like 0 to 80 to the 80th minute, we were way better than them. We threatened them. We passed the ball quick. We were fast. We caused so much threat of that. Both in basically more on the wide and the middle. I think the left hand side, didn't was not creating any more threat, but in the middle on the right hand side, we were so much better in the second half. What Enzo Mosca said at halftime, it makes sense. It worked because the second half we just laid the glove on them. And yes, we had the penalty, which by the way, VAR got this one correct. The Fulham goal, they got that wrong, but the penalty for me, they got that correct. And I don't know why on earth they took way too long to give that. Because to me, when Chalobah took that shot, the number 23, his arm was up. It was on it. His arm was away from his body. It was it was in an unnatural position, and he clearly see that it hit him this bit, this bit. So for me, that was definitely a penalty. I don't know why or no VAR took this long, but for me, that's definitely a penalty. So the VAR gave it, and then I was thinking to myself, yeah, there's no Palmer and there's no DM Delap. So I wanted Joe Pedro to take it because he does take penalties for Brighton. But when I saw Enzo Fernandez taking it, I was like, oh my days, Enzo Fernandez, please just score. Because if you miss this, then boy. But he managed to score. It was 2-0. And yeah, there you go. And it should have been more. Like SFL should have scored. He was almost like he did against West Ham, should have scored. You know, who else? Andre Santos as well. Tosi should have scored in the first half. And I think that's it. Yeah, João Pedro should have scored. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. This game could have ended like 5-0 to Chelsea if we been clinical in the final third. But listen, 2-0, we got our revenge. We got a clean sheet. We beat Fulham at Stamford Bridge. That's all I can say. That is all I can take. So listen, good. I'm happy with the 3 points. It was a good win, but we got very lucky. Very, very lucky today. So in terms of the players, there's some positives and some negatives. I feel like SFL did really well today. Like in the first start, like he was probably our best player in that game today. Possibly our best player, and he should have scored, but he was our best player. And for me, when we took off Esteval and brought on Gittins, for me that makes no sense because Pedro Neto was really poor today. We haven't seen the Neto that we saw against West Ham. So for me, I would have taken off Neto and brought on Gittins instead. You know, Tommy George, I don't think he was that great today. You know, I haven't seen much of him, but I don't blame Tommy George. I really don't blame him because this guy's 80 years old, and for me, he's not a false nine. He's a left winger, and this is exactly what happens when you don't sign another striker. You know, in case if Liam Delap gets injured. For me, I hate to say this, but maybe we should have stick with Nicholas Jackson in that squad. Maybe. I'm not sure about you, but that's my opinion, man. That is my opinion. So yeah, man, Liam Delap gets injured and Tyree George. And what I don't get is that we brought him on, then we take him off. Like it's just a strange substitution, man. But listen, I don't blame him and Wesker because we need a striker. We desperately do need a striker. But it looks like I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna get one. And we certainly do need centre backs because Chalobah, you know, went down. You know, Caicedo went down. Even João Pedro went down a couple of times, you know, and this is why the transfer window for me is a 3 out of 10 because no goalkeeper, no centre back, no striker, and no left winger. Even though we bought in Gittins and Garnacho for 90 million euros, which makes no sense. This is why it's a 3 out of 10 for me, and this is why the sport directors need to leave. They need to all leave. Paul Winstanley, Lois Stewart, Egg Barley, Joe Schultz is fine. All of you need to leave and bring in Lewis Campbell straight away. Because they're just making things worse. They're making things worse. Don't get me wrong, maybe this team could challenge for the title, but the way I see the performance in the first half, we're nowhere near that. And if they Fulham had the quality players, we would never won this game. Never. Because Fulham had chances as well. You know, Emma Smith Rowe, Wow Jimenez, Muniz, they had chances as well. So if they had quality up top, we would have never won this game. So we've been very lucky to win this game, let alone keep a clean sheet like we did against Crystal Palace at home. Very lucky today. But listen, we won this game 2-0. The substitutes, Gittins, no impact whatsoever. Reece James done his thing, defensively good. Who else came on? Andre Santos, apart from that free kick, looks solid, and I think that might be it. I think I might be missing someone, but that's all I can remember. I thought Chalobah today was superb, absolutely superb. Defensively making blocks, tackles, and that pass. He should have gone assist today because that pass into Esteval was absolutely exquisite. Was fantastic. Basically, don't want Reece James in against West Ham. Cherry Chalobah should have gone assist today. I think he looked superb. Gusto as well. He looked good. He looked good. Basically, tossing, did get cut a couple of times, but we kept a clean sheet, so I can't complain. Kukué done his thing. Like I said, Caicedo, the fact they had one training, and he still put a performance like that. This guy, like I said, Caicedo for me is one of the best midfielders in the league. One training, and he makes that tackle in that first half where Mies was through on goal. Absolutely fantastic. That's why Caicedo for me is just fantastic for me. Enzo Fernandez, yes, he gets a goal and assist, which is good, but I still think he had a stinker today. He really had. Every time he's on the ball, especially for a counter attack, he just gives away, and his decision maker was poor today. And for me, when I looked at our pass map, we played Enzo Fernandez was basically playing as a left 8, like a left midfielder. And he was never helping Caicedo, which he was all by himself again. So I look at our shape, it's basically like a diamond shape. So he had Kukué left centre back, Tosin in the middle, Chalobah as the right centre back, Gusto inverting, Caicedo playing as a lone DM, and then Enzo Fernandez playing as a playing more like a left midfielder. Then we had Neto on the left wing, and then João Pedro in a 10. Of course, Liam Delap popped up, but he's injured, and SF on the right. Like, I don't know what position Enzo Fernandez played today, but he was shocking, absolutely shocking. So to me, we need to stick Enzo Fernandez either alongside Caicedo or play him as a left half space. That's what we need to do, man. That's exactly what we need to do. But we didn't. But he got to go and assist, so he was good, but not that great, Enzo Fernandez. So I need to expect a much better performance from him. It's as simple as that. But anyway, yeah, man, that is it. 2-0 Chelsea. A set piece, which is our fourth set piece for now in the Premier League, and João Pedro scored two of them, and a penalty, which was a penalty. Enzo Fernandez takes it, and yeah, 2-0 to Chelsea, man. Good win, but very lucky to win, let alone keep a clean sheet. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, that is my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think was the man of the match? Do you think we got lucky at the end, or do you think we deserved the win? Do let me know right now. But yeah, man, we're top of the league for now. And if we can stay top of the league during the international break, then very happy. So yeah, 2 wins out of 3, 2 clean sheets in 3 games, 1 goal conceded, 7 goals scored. Yeah, man, really, really happy. So Brentford is up next, and then we go away to Bayern Munich for the return of the Champions League. So really looking forward to that one. But yeah, man, make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the bonus notification as well. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the rest of the games. And especially enjoy the international break. And I'll see you guys again very, very soon. In a bit, people. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And as always, up the Chels.